This one joins audio, this one does not. If not, I echo and it's all meh. Okay. Boom. I win. What? I don't care what's happening. Okay, so now whenever I'm writing on this screen, y'all can see it on this screen. It just took me a while. I've slept since the last time I taught. Okay, so what did y'all end up finding out? We are in TC 204. So that's just because all week long, I don't leave this seat. Like this is my classroom. So, but does it say, it will say like MW, either 8 a.m. or 8. So I'll see y'all tomorrow at 8 a.m. Start college algebra. Yeah. Y'all have a good day. Okay. We'll wait for Abigail to get back from the bathroom. Oh, yay. Monday, Wednesday. Does it say MW? Uh-huh. And didn't even have to. Oh no, what class did y'all miss if y'all came here?
I think
Okay, so 2.1, y'all want to go ahead and get something to write with. We're gonna do notes until 9:15. And I will let you go. And then tomorrow, when I say tomorrow, I mean the next day I see y'all. Okay. Then tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll just finish 2.1 and get as much done as we can from 2.2 and that form. But now we're definitely off learning. I'm done talking about myself. Okay, so 2.1 is going to be intro to set theory. Oh, set like SET. Yeah, intro to set theory. All of chapter 2 is all about sets. And sets are anything that can actually just be a collection of things. So like this classroom and the individuals who are inside of it right now, y'all are like a set of students in this classroom. They can be very broad statements or they can be very like specific statements. You could have the set of students at TVCC in Monday, Wednesday, 8 a.m. college algebra class, right? You know what I mean? Like, and you can be like very specific, and then that set's only going to contain so many different things. Or you have the set of TVCC students, right? It's a little bit more broad, and then you have like, you know, more individuals in it or elements or members of that set. They can even be something like this right here. I'm just going to go ahead and do like our first little example. If we do, my favorite color is purple, so I'll try to do black and purple. If y'all can't see anything, y'all just tell me, okay? So we could have a set where we list the months that begin with M. Now, whenever we're talking about sets, our sets are denoted, which just means it's how we write them. It's what we use to state a set. It's going to be denoted by capital letters. And our capital letters are usually arbitrary, which just means they don't really matter, right? They're just kind of random. Sometimes you might see like the one I'm going to use kind of specific. I'm going to let this set be denoted by a capital M because it's the months that begin with M. But if they used a capital A or a B or a C, it's just a capital letter denoting a set. It's just saying this is a set of objects. This is a set of anything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to let M be the set. Okay, so it's, I don't want to like freak anybody out, but it's going to be the symbols and like the different things that we'll use to write things in this class that are going to be what's hard compared to an algebra. It's the graphing and it's the calculator work and it's the equations. In here, there's a lot of different symbols. And as long as you can like remember what symbol means what, then like you're usually okay. Or like when do you use a curly brace? When do you use a bracket? So if y'all have any questions with that, y'all just ask me. But it is like we're going to kind of write sentences in math and try to use as little English as possible or little like just normal words as possible. So what we would have right here is M is equal to, and whenever we're writing a set, we always use braces. Okay, so instead of a parenthesis, it's like a curly brace. Okay, so we're going to say if M is the set of all the months that begin with M. So what are the months that begin with M? March and May. All right, so I open, it's a brace. If you do a parenthesis, like say you're doing your homework and you do a parenthesis, it's going to tell you, it's just going to straight up say you're wrong because sets are denoted by braces, right? So a set's going to have like a capital letter. And if I'm writing a set, I always have the braces. I've seen students kind of do, anything at all just to kind of differentiate it from it being a normal smooth parenthesis. Okay, I do not care if it's pretty or what it looks like at all. This is 10 years of doing math, so like my hand just does it real fast. Okay, so whenever we actually talk about sets, it's going to be using braces. It's going to have a capital letter, and you could just list things, right? You could list things. We could, so right here where it said list the months that begin with May. That's telling me about what this set is in like a descriptive manner. It used a sentence in English words and it told me what's in this set. Okay, that's like going to be a descriptive way of telling me what's in a set. This is more in like a roster way right here. Like if I have a class roster of all the students in this class, they're just listed. Right? So a roster way of actually defining a set is just listing the elements in the set. Then we have another way. There's 3 ways that we're going to talk about sets. So we have the descriptive, you're just writing a sentence about it. We have the roster, you're listing them. And then we have what's called set builder notation. And this is where you use, this isn't like the greatest example, but moving forward, you'll really see it, like the point being brought home, that you use as many mathematical symbols as possible and not as many words. Okay, this first one right here is kind of a lot of words. But let me just kind of write what were the, different things that we just used here. I hate it when it starts doing that. I don't even want to zoom in now. Okay, so what we have is a roster notation. Okay, what we do is we use braces. And then I just kind of draw little braces again right here. Okay, what we do when we do the roster notation is we use braces and separate elements with commas. So what that's saying is we just list them. We write one, we do a comma, we write the other, we do a comma. Okay, that's roster notation. You're listing them. Okay. And then the second way that we could talk about a set or like actually write a set is going to be the descriptive way. You just say descriptive. And it's use verbal statements to describe elements in a set. Okay. It could say list all of the natural numbers greater than 2 and less than 5, but you would be writing that is like as a sentence using verbal statements. Okay, so use verbal statements to describe elements in the set. And then the last one. And again, like I said, this last one could get really complicated. That's the high school. I'm so sorry. Hello? Yes, this is her. Okay, I'm actually teaching right now. Is everything okay? Okay.
For debate. So as we went down the hall, she went and she gave the vape to Dalton. Dalton was later able to confirm that indeed she was in possession of the vape, and she just handed to him as we were going down, as I was going down to talk to her. Now, Dalton did say that he gave it back to her, and she just stated that she just threw it away. Now that part, we don't know where the vape is as of now. So later on, you can talk to her and see what she really did with the vape.
Well, I appreciate you calling me. This isn't the first time, and so I'm sure something, I'm sure she probably does have it.
You need to tell the truth and tell us what's going on. Okay.
So Dalton threw it away,
No, Dalton gave it back to her.
and then she's saying she threw it away.
And then she said that she threw it away.
Okay, well, I've already had a son where I had to pay $200 and he had to do community service. So you'd think my other children would have learned from that, but maybe not. But yeah, we will definitely handle this whenever they get home today.
Okay, so as of now, she will spend 3 days in class. It's gonna be today until Thursday. She goes back to regular class on Friday.
Okay, thank you so much for calling me and letting me know.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Bye. Have kids, they said. It'll be phone. It'll be phone. No, I was on the phone. It'll be fun, they said. Maybe don't have 7 kids, just don't do that and you'll be good. Yeah, yeah. 21 to 8. Don't get me wrong, if I could have more, I would. Okay, so set builder notation. Okay, this is the one where you'll notice like moving forward, there's going to be some stuff where you look at it and you're like, there's nothing but symbols. How in the world is she like even putting words to those symbols and making it sound like it makes sense? Okay, and it's because this is the notation that will use the least amount of like English words. Okay, what we do is we use variables. So X's, Y's, Z's, stuff like that. And then symbols. I'm going to write it. Again, just remember this first example is going to go along with this right here. And I can really turn those into symbols. That's just going to be, the months that start with M. But let me show you right here. Okay, so set builder notation is going to start with the braces. I know that braces means we're talking about sets, right? So this is how we read this. This is the set, okay, of all variables X such that we're going to do a line like this, or you do like a colon, like the dot dot, okay, such that, okay, these variables or whatever it is that's in the set, whatever it is I'm talking about is a month that begins with M. And then you close your brace. And sorry, that last brace got kind of away from me. But again, this one's got a lot of words. It says is the month that moving forward, it might just have nothing but numbers written. It might just say a lot of other words. And we're going to kind of build on that. This is going to be the one that can be confusing. Like that. That's an element. We're gonna do those as well. So we're gonna have an element, we're gonna have a subset, a proper subset, the empty set. What I say though, I said what it is with this class, it's the symbols. Okay, and honestly, like, I mean, if we needed to like cut into the review day to like really make sure we go over, because it's chapter 2 can be a lot, we will, okay? Like this whole thing right here, I'm gonna really explain to y'all like all different things. And this is like a good little cheat sheet right here to like just understand what the heck's going on. We have like natural numbers, we have real numbers, we have, I don't even know what else we have. Those should be the integer. I mean, it's a lot of symbols. So don't even really write any of those right now, because if we see them, we'll see them. But we will have a whole bunch of things that are basically just going to be mathematical symbols, and it's my job to teach you this is what they mean. Okay. So when we talk about sets, it's a collection of objects or members that belong to that set. Okay. Y'all belong to the set of students in college that are taking me on Tuesday, Thursday at 8 a.m. Evangeline and Dalton belong to the set of kids who are going to get in trouble whenever I get home tonight. Yep. But they have to include each other. And I got to tell Dallas, like, okay, first Cameron, now Ava, and now Dalton. Okay, hey, and this next page is notation. So I'm going to kind of explain just a couple of different little symbols, but it's like they're going to pop up throughout this class, especially though, primarily in this first chapter that we go over. Okay, so just make really good notes, take your time, ask questions. Believe me, I will make sure that if y'all want to know, I will teach you. Okay, so let's just go ahead and write the word notation. So I can kind of show y'all. This is not comprehensive. This is very much so like just a little tiny baby bit of what we might do. Okay, but this is going to be some of the different things that we'll see. The first thing, I'm just going to kind of alternate black, purple, because that's what I did on my notes. The first thing, it looks like a C, but then there's a line through it, kind of as if it's an E, like that. So it's like a C, and then do a line that's just going to go straight through like that. Okay, what this is, okay, we are going to say, when we see this word, we could say these English words, belongs to, right? If we see that, we could say belongs to, or an element of. I kind of ran out of room there. But this right here means that something, say something's to the left of it. And then we have like a set over here. We can say that, don't write this, but March is an element of that set M, right? Because it belonged to it. March was actually something listed in that set M. Okay. I just don't want y'all to like write all my crazy-ish. February does not belong to that set M, right? Because M was the set of the months that began with M, right? F is not M, Avi. That kind of makes sense as far as like how to use that symbol, because like that's gonna be like one that we'll primarily see like probably the most. Okay. Elements. Yes. So like when it's like the set of X, such that the X, it's just saying that there is variables, and then it's like, what kind of variables are they? They're variables that begin with M. But it's like, if we're going to try to use like this notation and speak primarily in math, when you speak in math, you mean what you say what you mean. You can't have anything that isn't explicitly defined. You can't just say month, months that are 30 days long, months that end in Y, months that start with M. They have to be very specific. Like you really have to say like all of these months begin with M. And so we have found a way though, again, inherently lazy if you're a mathematician, to turn things into symbols. And that's kind of like what we're learning right now. Okay, and I know I've already kind of shown it, but let's go ahead and talk about if we see that symbol and then we have a slash through it. This right here is just technically going to negate or do the opposite of what the symbol would originally do. So like I'm trying to cover it up here like y'all can see. So if you see it without a slash, it means what it means, right? If you see any symbol and we've drawn a slash through it, it's now saying the opposite. So what we'd say here is does not belong to, or not an element of. Okay, it's like add the word not. Okay. So whenever we're using our the set builder notation, right? You start it with the brace because I'm talking about a set and braces denote sets. We have a variable, and I did that line, right? Like what's it called? Horizontal, vertical, that vertical line that just went up and down. Okay, that actually has a name. Its name is such that. So if we have a vertical line that goes just like this, or we have dots that go like this, mathematically, if you see them, you'll hear them read as such that. Okay. The comma right here is just to separate such that. So it's like, I have a set of these things such that these things are months that begin with May. So it's just trying to like formulate a sentence as properly as possible using symbols. Okay. And then this one right here is how all of my text messages end. It's dot, dot, dot. Sorry, sad because it's true. Okay, we'll do a little comma right here. This is an ellipse. ELLIPSIS. Weird word. What this means though, like it actually has a meaning. Okay. And what this means is continues indefinitely. In same pattern. Just do me a promise and just don't give up. Oh man, I can't spell pattern. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay. So, and the thing is, like, I am kind of like showing y'all some things, and like we are talking about them now, like y'all haven't really seen them in an example. But if I do like set builder notation, and like we're talking about sets of numbers that are just odd, right? How many numbers are just odd? The answer is like an infinite amount of numbers. Are you, do you really want to like sit there and write all those numbers? Hell no. So you go dot, dot, dot. They say in most textbooks 7. Personally, me, 3, 4, I get you, like I get the gist. I get the point, right? If you do 1, 2, 3, dot, 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 you just told me those are natural numbers. They're going to be the consecutive numbers that just follow each other. If you do 3, comma, well, hold on, 1, comma, 3, comma, 5, what you shown me was it's the odd numbers. Don't then 7, 9, 11, and now you're just taking up a whole notebook of paper. Like that just doesn't make any sense. After so many, you go dot, 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 because dot, dot, dot means, Peter, continues indefinitely in that manner, whatever manner you established. The books will say 7. If there's a homework question, oh, it's homework. Ask me questions. Okay. If the homework asks you like, how many are you supposed to do? I think they might need something that's like higher than 3 or 4. I say 3 or 4. They might want 5, 6, 7, because that does establish a very, very well-defined, like there's no ambiguity. There's no, well, I don't know for sure what they want me to do. You've defined it so well, they know exactly what to do. Okay, that's why they would say 7. Okay, it's not a wait. Oh, we're gonna do an example. Basically, we're gonna finish page 2 out of 6 today, y'all. I actually wrote examples. Apparently, I got a few more than just one. Okay, these are like, not even gonna lie, fairly simple. Okay. I've got 1, 2, 3 little examples. Excuse me. I'm gonna write the sentences in black. And then at the end, we're just gonna write true or false. Okay, so I'm gonna use one of the symbols that we just talked about, like the notation, in like a either a descriptive way or a roster, all different kinds of ways. And you're gonna say true or false. Let me do it because sometimes it's harder to explain than it is just to do it, okay? Say you were to read this Monday, then you have that symbol for an element that belongs to is an element of. The days of the week. True. Get my purple. True. Right? Now, this would be false. How, Peter? If I did a slash through that and it said Monday does not belong to the days of the week, you'd be like, no, that's false. Right? Because it actually does belong. But if it's slash, that's how it would become false. Okay. And there's gonna be homework problems where all you see are these symbols. That's it. And it's just like figure out true or false, and you're just looking at symbols sometimes. So you really need to understand the symbols.
So that's how I write my E's actually.
Well, there you go.
Can I make that a middle line?
You could do anything. Yeah. Like, yeah. Kind of like to where if you wanted like that.
Yeah.
Perfect. That'd be completely fine with me. Okay, so y'all ready? It's not like it's bad or anything. Hey, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all because like we didn't do all 6 pages of notes. I would not even open up the 2.1 homework today. Like just don't. You're probably just gonna like freak yourself out, get a headache, and like feel like you need to just quit. I wouldn't do it. On Thursday, we'll actually completely finish 2.1. That's when I'll say do it. And then I'll probably even push 2.2 to the next day. So if it looks like it's due, it's just because I need to update it. I won't hold that against y'all. Okay, but do not do your homework yet until Thursday. Okay, so let's do this one. Z, and y'all, this is also so y'all could see. My Z's will have a line through it. I could just be a habit, but that's okay. So this is my Z, right? Z is not an element of the set that contains X, Y, W. That would be true. Because when you look at the set of those 3 elements, what's in that set is an X and a Y and a W. Z is not in there. And what did we say? We said Z is not an element there. So yeah, like I'm saying the right thing. Okay, so that one would be true. I'm going to cover up that word example, y'all. Okay. What's it called? Like the sign for pi. Mine just is simple. I don't really know. It's boring. I don't make it all fancy and squiggly or anything. It just looks like I almost was trying to do an H, and then my horizontal bar just sat right on top. Hey, that's a pi. Pi is an element of, or we could say belongs to, the set of all variables X such that X belongs to the alphabet. Now, the reason why I would write that in set builder notation is because if I didn't, what is the alphabet in roster form? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. No one wants to write that. So when you have a set that contains like that many elements, that's why set builder notation comes into play. This is saying there are elements, and those elements, they're part of the alphabet. So that already tells you what are those elements? What's the alphabet? The English alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Does pi exist or an element of the alphabet? No. So this is true or false? False.
Now, for when you wrote the alphabet, if you wrote down A, B, C, and you put an ellipsis, would that also be?
For me personally, I know I would understand it. I would take it. You know, I highly doubt my math lab homework wanting you to type it all out. But that would be a good use of you understanding the ellipsis. So hold on though. This is the thing with the ellipsis. If you start with something, y'all, this is a side note, so don't write this. So say I do have a set of, and I'm like A, B, C. Hey, that means that something continues indefinitely. Yeah, exactly. This is infinite. So I can't do this and be proper because there is an ending to the alphabet. What's the ending to the alphabet? You could do X, Y, Z. Whoa, definitely don't do a bracket like that last one though. But do you see what I mean? That's using the ellipsis to say, hey, it's continuing in this manner, but there's an ending. If you end with an ellipsis, that implies it goes on forever and ever and ever. Amen. The ABCs don't. So you would like maybe begin with and then end with. Okay. Yeah, I hate it when I do this. I should just have roped it in. False. Okay, so it's 9:15. I'm gonna let y'all go. Obviously, class is over. We need to start at the very, very bottom number sets that we commonly use whenever I see y'all on Thursday. And like right at 8, that's when I'm gonna start. I'm gonna have everything logged in and then we'll just start stuff. I'll save this so we can keep it and use it. Bye, y'all.